This is the Salem Egmore Express, a train, a superfast express that travels between Salem and Chennai regularly. It mostly carries passengers, but not just passengers. It also contains a special type of train coach designed specifically for carrying goods, luggages, or valuables rather than passengers, generally known as the parcel van. But today, it has to make a special delivery, a high value consignment of dirty, damaged, or torn notes valuing up to 342 crores. This money is about to be transferred from the Indian Overseas Bank in Salem to the Reserve Bank of India in Chennai. The RBI officials responsible for planning this transport were very confident. Very few knew about this consignment. But to their shock, when the RBI officials opened the parcel van around 11 am the next morning, they found a sum of 5.78 crore rupees stolen and a hole in the roof of the parcel van. A heist had taken place on a moving train overnight. During the heist, a gang belonging to the Paradi tribe from Madhya Pradesh were also present in Tamil Nadu. They have a long history of criminal activities, having previously committed offences across Rajasthan, Delhi, Haryana, Gujarat, and Maharashtra. In 2006, they were arrested by the Jammu Kashmir police for the brutal murder of 5 members of a family. While most gang members were released, a few were convicted. After that, the gang decided to stay in shadows, working as laborers and avoiding crime for a while. But they couldn't surpass their instincts for long. Recently, while attempting a theft, they got caught and thus committed a murder in Madhya Pradesh. The local police started a manhunt, due to which Mohar Singh Pardi, the gang leader, fled Madhya Pradesh along with his gang. They moved to Tamil Nadu. While the gang laid low, worked as laborers in the outskirts of Tamil Nadu, every knock on the door, every passing siren sent a shiver down their spines. They were being hunted by the police everywhere aggressively. They knew they could be caught any moment. But they found hope. They received an information from an insider. A massive cash transfer was about to take place. Crores of dirty, torn, or damaged currency notes were set to move from Salem to Chennai on the Salem Egmore Express. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity to steal a fortune. On the night of 8th August, the train left Salem Junction exactly at 9:05 pm. After traveling about 1 hour and 24 minutes, it reached Chinna Salem, where the gang were waiting patiently. 5 members of the gang were hiding under the bushes, far away from the platform. They were using the darkness as cover to minimize the risk of being spotted. During a brief moment, when the train slowed down, they jumped and grabbed onto the door bars. They desperately clung to them as the train sped up. One slip or misstep and they could be dead. They wanted to climb up, reach the roof, but they couldn't do that immediately. They had to wait because this was an electric train. The roof had 25 kilovolts of electric wire running above it. But after a few minutes, the train stopped. The electric engines were being replaced by diesel ones. It was now safe for them to climb up. They got lucky. No, this was no luck. It was the result of Mohar's meticulous planning. Prior to the heist, Mohar and his associates, including Kalia, Rusi, and Brij Mohan, conducted an extensive surveillance on this train route. They travelled repeatedly between Ayodhya Patnam and Vridhachalam railway station for over a week. Their main objective was to uncover any vulnerabilities in the RBI's plan, and they found one. Mohar identified an unelectrified section of the track between Chinnasalem and Vridhachalam, where the train would not stop for more than 45 minutes, giving them a narrow window to complete the heist. All 5 of them were now on top of the train. They crawled across the roof, grabbing anything that they could. Their target was to get to the parcel van. They had no fear of security, as there was none. They had received an insider information that there was no security cameras, no special armed guards, nothing. It was just them versus the moving train and a 2 mm thick steel roof. Once they reached the target, they then set up quickly. They had battery operated cutters in one hand and manual tools in the other. For the next 20 minutes, the air was filled with hum of the battery operated cutters and the rasp of the manual saws. They were working with a sort of frantic precision. Every echo, every spark raised their stress. They battled the chilly nights, low visibility, and the constant fear of losing their grip, or worse, stumbling and falling off. They were losing patience and were about to give up. But suddenly, the hole opened. They had successfully drilled open a 4 square foot hole into the roof of the parcel van. Two members, Rusi Pardi and Dinesh Pardi, slipped inside through the hole, while Mohar Singh, Kalia and Brij Mohan waited on the roof. Dinesh broke each wooden box one by one. Inside these boxes were a large stack of currency notes. They quickly bundled the cash in lungis and passed the bundle up to Mohar. Their risk had paid off, and a celebratory mood began to spread. But just then, Mohar received a phone call from Mahesh Pardi. He informed him that the train is already near Vidhachalam. They had reached their escape point far earlier than anticipated. Mohar had lost track of time. His initial estimates for cutting the hole had been off, or the train was traveling faster than they anticipated. They had little time left before entering the dangerous electrified section. Mohar urgently told Dinesh and Rusi Pardi to grab everything they could and climb up immediately. Meanwhile, the other members of the gang, roughly 7 or 8, including Mahesh Pardi, were waiting at the Vellore overbridge near the Vidhachalam station. When the train slowed down near a curved stretch, the gang threw the cash bundles towards the others waiting on the ground and jumped out. All of them fled. It was a near miss. They drove off in a van stationed nearby. Along with them, they had 5.78 crores worth of cash. For a moment, they felt like their lives had changed forever. But for how long? Shockingly, just 3 months later, the government of India announced demonetization. Their stolen cash was now nearly worthless. They couldn't exchange the 500 or 1000 rupee notes for the new 2000 rupee notes without raising suspicion. With the police chasing them, they couldn't sit on such a large amount of unusable cash either. They saw only one other option: to burn all the remaining cash they had. A sum of 2 crores were burned. But this was not going to save them. The CID of Tamil Nadu police took over the case. Their team visited multiple states and interrogated hundreds of suspects. The police closely monitored locations like construction sites where large amount of currency could be exchanged. Investigators relied on circumstantial evidence and eyewitness statements to piece together how the heist was carried out on a moving train. But catching the culprit proved difficult. Since the serial numbers of the stolen currency were not recorded, the police struggled to link any recovered money to the crime. As a last-ditch effort, the CID team, with the help of Union Home Ministry, sought assistance from NASA to provide satellite images of the train route on the day of robbery. Using these high-resolution images, the investigators pinpointed the precise location where the roof had been tampered with. This allowed the investigators to narrow down the time window of the heist. They were now focusing on the non-electrified section between Chinnasalem and Vidhachalam. Next, they examined call details records from nearby cell towers. They discovered that over 100 phone calls were made in that area during the crucial time frame. By triangulating cell signals and geolocation data, investigators filtered out these calls further. a pattern started to emerge. By correlating satellite imagery, mobile phone records, and eyewitness accounts, they identified 11 prime suspects. After 2 years, the crime branch CID team had finally cracked the case. On 12 October 2018, they arrested Dinesh Paradi and Rohan Paradi in Madhya Pradesh. During interrogation, the two admitted to be part of a gang led by Mohar Singh Paradi. At the end of October, the crime branch CID team arrested 5 more members, including Mohar Singh, Rusi Paradi, Kalia, Mahesh Paradi, and Brij Mohan. During their interrogation, the group revealed that after the heist, they returned to their native village. They distributed a portion of stolen cash among the villagers and purchased properties worth 1.78 crores. But they never revealed how they got the information about the money transfer. Investigators, however, strongly believe that there was an insider. Someone with the knowledge of the transportation had tipped them off, but they still remain anonymous till date.